Okay guys, how are you doing today? And I'm here to show you basically the choices I made while building this deck and why I play it and the way I play. Hopefully you guys saw my last video. As you see here, I'm gonna have the three main monsters on the deck. You only play one of each basically. One Arsenal, one Beast, one Mist. Because you don't really need to play more, right? I've seen some deck profiles, they play two, but honestly, like, you don't want to open with them. It's not the end of the world if you open with them, because basically you're gonna have Myutant Lab. You can always, put it at the bottom of your deck and draw another card, and it works as an extender as well. So you get to summon one from your hand or from your banish zone, one of the little ones, level 4 or less. So we're playing three. We're gonna be playing 3 Evolution Lab, but basically this is the main monsters that we're gonna be using. Sometimes in some games you won't even have to go into your extra because you won't need to. Sometimes is against your card advantage to go into this, like into your fusion, basically because you already have control of the field with these cards. Mist helped me out to win a couple of games that, like, it's just broken. So like against let's say any trap deck, like Eldritch, this guy is busted. It's like you're blackmailing them. If you activate a trap card, target, I'm gonna banish the card you target to pop, banish it, you didn't get to pop, and I'm gonna draw 2 cards on top of that. So the grind game, this guy is MVP right here, like Mrs. MVP. Now Myutant is gonna be always your opening, because you're gonna be negating Pot of Extravagance, Pot of Desires. Just negate that. Like the first spell card they drop at you, you want to negate it. And the reason being is because you want to use it while he's negated. So in case you have Cry, you put it back into the deck, right? So next turn you summon him again. So it's basically like recursion. You're gonna like negate, banish, and then just put it back into the deck. Next turn, summon it back again. And it's like a cycle. Like this deck is like recycle itself. So that's something that and like I say, sometimes Mutant Cry is not gonna be the right play. It depends what do you have in your hand. If you don't have any other mutant like to follow up next turn, I will summon expansion. I will search for expansion instead, because this guarantees you that you're gonna have 2 searches. So you're gonna summon the little one, you're gonna summon M05, search for ST46, and then in your turn summon ST46, banish M05. Well, you're gonna summon it, you're gonna search this, banish M05, activate, to search Beast, banish Mutant Evolution Lab, summon 05 again, and search for another ST46. So it's like a cycle, and you're like continuously putting bodies on the field, searching for traps, searching for spells as well. But then, guess what? If you're trying to push for game, you're gonna use M05 to banish the Mutant Lab you just activated to summon Mist. So out of 1 card, you're gonna have next turn 2 level 8. Now sometimes it will come the time while you're facing Dragoon, you're facing like any other big, like untargetable big monsters like boss monster, right? And that's basically why we're playing this guy here. This guy is super good in this deck because you put the level 8s so easy. So like you will consistently put 2 level 8s per turn. So you can actually like hit whatever you need, right? And then just go into or the other way around. You can go into like Glingirsu, Send, and just have in mind this guy, Arsenal is a machine. So you can summon actually this guy right here, Glingirsu, and equip it. So if you go into Zeus, because you attack over something, and this is basically this is not gonna come up every game, but you can actually do it. It has come up. So you're gonna have basically a Zeus that you're gonna be able to activate twice. 1, 2. So this deck has a lot of like, well, it has potential. Like we know it has potential. It's just a question of like how you want to play it. If you want to play like a pure version, which this is a pure version because the only Dogmaticas I'm playing is like I'm only playing like 6 Dogmaticas. So this is the only Dogmaticas I'm playing actually. So here, that's it. I'm playing 3, 1, 1. And of course, we're playing, you know, like 2 punishments. Now, here's the thing. If you don't want to spend the money on the Nadir Servants because, you know, hey, it is what it is, right? I just happen to have them and that's why I'm using them. Now, if I didn't have them, then I'll just, you know, just play around it. Like, don't use them. Don't use the Nadir Servants. What can you do? Okay, so you can substitute the Nadir Servants for what? Just play 3 punishments. And if you're going to play pure, this is something that I actually recommend you running because this card is nuts. Like, these cards will provide you, like, recursion, but not just recursion. Like, in a simplified game state, in, like, top decking, this card, like, will win you the game. Reason being is because basically what this card says is you can target one, like, banish monsters and special summon it to your side of the field. Now, here's the catch, though. At the end of the turn, you can bounce it back to your hand. So you can wait until you end phase, summon the level 2, the one that search MO5, the one that search monsters, search ST46. It goes back to your hand. Next turn, guess what? You can do it again. You can activate him again if you need to. But you don't have to, because guess what? You're going to have these 2 in your hand, and you're going to do the combo I just told you. You're going to search for this guy right here. You're going to activate his effect, banish him, right? You're going to search for Beast. You're going to summon Beast. And then you're going to activate your field spell. And this is going to come back, and you're going to search again. So in a simplified game state, this card is great. Like, this card is busted. Before I go into the test hands, right, I wanted to show you this card right here. And it's basically my body as a shield. Now, my body as a shield, I'm playing 2 in the main. I'm actually thinking in playing the 3rd one. And the reason being is because, so, this card won me 2 games in the last tournament. It basically won me against Dogmatica. Well, they weren't playing like Dogmatica Punishment. And against Gamma. It doesn't negate just monster effects, but it negates spell traps or like pretty much anything that destroy a monster on the field. Now, this card, if you're playing a deck like you know, Virtual World, it might not be the best for you because your monster's effects activates on the hand. But this deck, I mean, this is a normal base deck like Invoke. So basically, what you want to resolve is the normal summon. Like, your normal summon is key to your success. So this card is great. So if they ask you, you play through Ash. And you can play even like, or Impermanence is kind of like more difficult to play through because it negates the effect on the field. So it negates the first and the second effect. So Impermanence is what really must hurt you. But then Gamma, it becomes less of a problem because you're running 2. And like I say, I'm thinking in running 3 because currently I'm running 2 and 1 Call by the Grave. The Call by the Grave, while it's really good, you don't care about Ash. They can Ash you, and you really don't mind. What you have to take care of, it's Gamma. Gamma is like a 3-off in every single deck right now. Everybody's running Gamma. We're running Gamma, not in the main because we want to go first. But we definitely run Gamma as well in the sides. We're gonna draw. So 1. You go Impermanence, Pot of Extravagance. So this is a really good hand. Reason being is because this card is the best opening you can have. If you open only 1, you don't open any other extenders, like any other like the field or the other mutant, the little one. This is the best bet, right? Because this by itself is a 1 card and a half to interruptions, right? Like, if we just open, like, let's say we don't have none of this. We only have this in our hand, right? So then what we will do is we'll normal summon here. Boop. We'll activate his effect. And this is from like one card, right? So we're gonna search for Myutant Cry. So we guarantee like the interruption for next turn. And then what we want to do is we're gonna activate the effect of ST46, tribute it. You know, we're gonna banish the monster we have on the hand, and then we're gonna special summon Beast from the deck, right? In defense. So now we're gonna have 1 interruption here, 2 interruption here. Now, this is actually the play we will do in this case. But here's the catch. We open with expansion, right? So we're guaranteed that next turn we're rolling out of control, brother. But on top of that, we have this, so we can set. So this is what's gonna happen. In this case, we don't even need this. We could activate it if we wanted to, but we don't even need it because we draw so broken. Like, this is what you want to open, right? Oh, you can open like a Judgment. You can open like anything you want. And basically the reason why we don't play, we're not playing any floodgates is because you don't need them. Like, you don't need the floodgates. Floodgates are good, but like you don't need them. So now what's going to happen? They're going to activate something. And even like you don't have to banish miss anymore. So once they summon something or like they do something just to avoid the gamma situation, you're gonna go for Myutant Expansion. Expansion, and this is why expansion is so good, because expansion guarantees you a follow-up. You're gonna summon this guy here, right? That's it. You're gonna get it out of the way right away. You're gonna activate his effect, and you're gonna add a second ST46. So now you have ST46 in your hand. So you see how the cycle goes, right? Let's say they go, you know, part of Extravagance, part of Desires. In this case, part of Extravagance, because if you don't open with part of Extravagance, then you can't activate it anymore, right? It has to be the first card you activate. So Myutant Beast is gonna banish, or in this case, we wanna banish this. And here's why. So we're gonna banish this one. Pop. So we have MO5 in the banish zone already. That's what we really want to have. This stays to protect Myutant Beast. And we still have another one, right? We have this as well. So we put Myutant Beast back into the deck and pop another card. And we have this as well. So let's say we did that, right? We put this and we shuffle these two back into the deck. So we have a second interruption. Right? Boom. Let's say they try to negate it. Myutant Synthesis. So Myutant Synthesis is a guaranteed destruction on the field. So what you're gonna summon this, you're gonna start target, like, you know, whatever card you want to pop. They're gonna change something and you're gonna chain back Myutant Synthesis and you're gonna say, okay, so I become unaffected by card effects. And they're gonna go, what? And you're gonna say, yeah, sorry man, it's busted, right? So now you have this in your grave, but this stays up, right? For banishing next turn. That's why like Myutant Expansion is so good. And you still have Impermanence. Let's say you activate Impermanence. Let's even say they got rid of Synthesis because it's not that hard, and that's it. So in your turn, you're gonna draw a card. Boop. We drew Lap, so that's even better. So now we can add something else. But basically, so now in this case, you know, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go normal summon ST46, activate his effect. We already have Lap, so if they negate this, it doesn't freaking matter. And I explain you why. Let's say they negate this, right? Okay, perfect, it's negated. They can even destroy if they want to. Boom, destroy, right? So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna activate Myutant Evolution Lap, activate his effect. You're gonna summon MO5 back to the side of the field. Activate his effect. There's another ST45. And this is why the recursion in this deck is so good, man. Like, we didn't use Part of Extravagance. We didn't use any broken card. We haven't used any Dogmaticas. It's just like any other card that you draw with the engine, it's free because the engine is really, really good. So now we added this, right? Now, let's say we want to push, they have big monsters or whatever. So what we're going to do, we're going to banish expansion. We're going to activate banish expansion. So now we have one, we're going to tribute this right here, right? And then we're going to summon Arsenal. Now, Arsenal against Virtual World is really, really, really good. Because you can start banishing those monsters, man. And they just, like, they came. Like, in a simplified game state, this guy is just crazy, man. If you're playing against Eldritch, they cannot target, they cannot pop it, or just, you know, they cannot destroy it with the trap cards, with like Conquistador, because it's untargetable by trap cards. All right, and then let's say they, you know, like their turn, they try to do something, they try to activate like a monster, or they activate a monster effect, and you can banish one monster on the field. Target Mutant Lab, banish it, boom, banish it. But let's say they destroy it, right? They're able to destroy it by battle or whatever. Mutant Lab is gonna get destroyed. Guess what? You're gonna add your lab back. Guess what's gonna happen next turn? So you're gonna do the same exact thing. You're gonna draw one card. Okay, you drew Call by the Grave. So here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna go Evolution Lab, you know, ST46, add. So in this case, what do you wanna add? You can add Cry, that's fine, right? Cry, set Cry. You can activate Evolution Lab if you want. You don't have to. In this case, we're not gonna activate it. Now, depending on what's happening, what's going on, right? Just go straight for this. Tribute, banish, search. And what you're gonna do, you're gonna summon Mist. Now, Mist in this case is really good, and this is why. It's basically because it allows you to keep drawing. Right? You're just gonna keep drawing. If they activate, they try to pop it with like Conquistador. You're gonna say, oh, you're gonna try to pop it with Conquistador. You know, like banish it. Draw one, draw two cards. And remember, you still have this over here. They try to go over you, say no. Banish, you know, put back into the deck. Put one ST46, put Arsenal back. So recursion, right? And you're back on your feet. Right? Draw. Well, there you go. The Dear Servant. So, like, the Dear Servant is good. It's not bad. So now you have access to what? Ecclesia, Dogmatica. So you should just keep going. Like, the recursion in this deck is great. And most people like underestimate that. And that's basically what I wanted to show you guys today. Like I say, I'm basically working on a more pure deck profile for next time. Just have in mind, I'm going into the tournament this Saturday. I would like to keep you guys updated so you guys could see how this deck does and what it can do. Okay guys, so thank you for watching, and if you like the video, you know, subscribe. It's gonna help me out, and at the same time you're gonna be able to see, you know, every time I upload. I'm gonna be working in some other deck profiles as well at the same time, you know, following up with the mutants. You know, thank you very much. See you next time.